Hello, welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today we are going to be making these fun lip balm holders. There's two different styles. And I think they can be adapted to hold candy or something like that. So we'll talk about that. Hi Julie, how are you? You having a good weekend? I'm going to share this video to the group, so hold on one second. If you hop on, say hi. Hi, Delane. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so I know that you watched it. Okay, I think I have it shared to the group. It's sharing right now. What is everybody up to today? I spent the day going through my 2021 pictures and putting them on layouts that I already had made. Hi, Diana. So I did about 10 layouts just putting pictures on. So basically what I did is I went on Shutterfly. I just scrolled down starting from January 2021 to make sure I had everything included. And then I went through all of my layouts and printed pictures accordingly to fit on the page. So I feel somewhat accomplished today. Hi, Melanie. Organizing pictures. I mean, that's kind of what I did. Although I did it kind of virtually and then just printed off pictures as I went. Because I'm somewhat caught up on my workshop kits, so I wanted to spend some time doing that. Okay, while we're waiting a couple more minutes for people to hop on, let me just go over my my information. I am the Crafty Chemist, Maggie Workman. Thank you for joining me today. I go live every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. If you like anything that you see during the live, you can purchase it on my website at thecraftychemist.closetomyheart.com. I am going live from my Facebook page, Crafty Chemist Designs. I do have a Facebook group called The Crafty Chemist Presents CTMH that I invite you to join. It's a place where you can post your artwork, ask questions, get support, get page assist, that sort of thing. And if you make anything from today's live, I invite you to please share it on to the group page. I do have an Instagram at Crafty Chemist Designs where I post artwork every day. And then I have a blog called periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com. The last one was about this collection, the Sweet as Honey. Oh, there you go. I was looking for this. Now I see where it went. My latest blog is about Sweet as Honey collection. And I'm working on one for the Valentine's collection called Smitten. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. But I will have a blog up probably in this coming week. Okay, so that's everything for my spiel. Oh, Diana, so we have the same goals. Well, I'm hoping to get my 2021 album done by the time we hopefully have our Passporter Mall of America group meet. Because I want to have something to share. So I'm really working hard on getting this done. I mean, I have a whole, almost a whole IKEA, what are these called? Billy bookcases, like one of the cubes. I've got almost a whole one, maybe half of it stacked up full of layouts. So I'm trying to use those up. Okay. So let's get started. Like I said, we're going to be making two different lip balm holders. I'll show you what this one looks like in the inside, and we'll be making that second. So what got me thinking about this is, you know, the Sweetest Honey collection came out. It's the collection of the month for January. And one day I was thinking about the collection, and I started putting my lip balm on, and I just realized that I was using Burt's Bees. And I thought, wouldn't it be cute to do something with the Sweetest Honey collection for the Burt's Bees lip balm? So I searched for like lip balm holders on Pinterest and so on. And there isn't a whole lot, but there is some. And so there were different designs. I thought this one would be kind of easy. So it is very easy. And then I was like, well, I need to buy a couple more lip balms to have for my demos. And I'm not really going into the stores now. So I searched on Amazon, right, for Burt's Bees lip balm. And I came upon this pack. And this pack, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the unscented, but there's a honey, there's a lemon, and then there's a eucalyptus. And so I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect for the Smitten collection, which this is the stamp set from the Smitten collection. Let me take it out of the package so it's not a glare. But I don't know if you can see, this is a lime, but I thought, okay, we can get away with the lime for the lemon one. There's the koala, I love eucalyptus, so we got the eucalyptus one. And then the bee, will you be mine, for the honey one. And then the unscented one, you can do whatever. You know, you could do the sewing machine that says, I'm so glad we're friends. You could do the fan with blowing kisses. That might be kind of cute because, you know, lip gloss, blowing kisses, I don't know, that kind of goes together. So you could do that too. So of course I ordered this pack because it was too perfect. So basically that's how the idea came upon me. And then I saw these two designs and I couldn't decide which one. Like this one was cute, but I figured it wouldn't take me that long to make this. And so then I thought, well, let's do this one. So two different styles. Again, I was thinking that this could be adapted to use something like Lifesavers. I think we could do this with Lifesavers. Or anything that's like round in a tube, like Rolos. It obviously would have to be bigger, but you could use the same idea. And kind of the same thing with this one, right? You could put a pack of Lifesavers. In fact, I think at one time, wasn't there like a Christmas Lifesaver pack that was in like a book and it had all the different kinds of Lifesavers? I don't know. So I think you can adapt it for candy. So if you don't want to give somebody lip balm, you can give candy. I think these would be perfect if you have to make a whole classroom set of treats for your kids, you know, to bring to school. But again, just using some kind of candy. Even like Tootsie Rolls. A Tootsie Roll actually might even fit in this size. So something like that. So kind of keep that in mind if you're not really into the lip balm. So, okay, so let's get started with this one. What you need, let me move this stuff out of the way. What you need is a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 7. I use Sundance, which I'm going to use again just because I think it goes with the Burt's Bees color. Because really, if you look at the Burt's Bees, this color is almost Sundance. So that's what I'm going to use. So it is one of the colors in the coordinating cardstock, the Sweetest Honey X7276C. Sundance is one of the colors. So is Mink. I could have used Mink. Shortbread is the other color, right? Shortbread would have worked too, because that's kind of honeycomb looking, or black. I thought the Sundance was the best one. So let's cut that. So let's do 4 1/4 and by 7. To get my arm out for the 7. I guess I could have cut it at 5, but I don't want to confuse people. Okay. 4 by 7. And I don't know if you can see, but this is a very simple sort of box. We've made a couple boxes before. Not exactly like this, but similar. So what we're going to do is we are going to score along, along the long side at a 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 2 inch, 2 3/4, and then 5 inch. And basically what you're doing is you're making something that's, your box is 3/4 inches tall. So you want to make basically three sections that are, in this case, 3/4 of an inch. If you were going to make it for lifesavers or something like that, you may need a little bit bigger. So you may need to make it like 1 inch deep. Okay, so I'm going to take off my cutting blade from my Fiskars rail trimmer and put on my scoring blade. You can use a scoreboard, or you can just measure it on your mat and use a scoring tool like a bone folder or something. Okay, so let's see, what do we say, a 1/2 inch? So let's start with a 1/2 inch. And the 1/2 inch is what you're going to tape close. That's why that one's a little bit different. Then 1 1/4, 2 inches, and 2 3/4. So that's enough for the box. And then 5 inches. And what that's going to do is that it doubles up this this backing. It gives it a little bit more heft, but if you are trying to, cut down on the paper, trying to make it fit on a piece of paper, you can just cut it at 5 inches, and then you wouldn't fold over the top, if that makes sense. Maybe it'll make sense in a minute. Okay, and then we are going to score on this side, and it is, I forgot to measure this one, 3/4 of an inch. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. So turn it 90 degrees and then measure it, make it 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to turn it around and do 3/4 on the other side. Okay, if you are going to be doing anything different, like I said, a Tootsie Roll or a lifesaver or whatever, the measurements are going to be a little bit different, but it's the same, it would be the same procedure, just different measurements. Okay, so now what we need to do is cut off the top part. So the part where the 5 inch, where you scored it at 5 inch, we're going to cut off the top 2 sections. So, I don't know if you can see, it's scored right there. We're going to cut all this off. Okay. Hi, Jean. So I'm just cutting this off. You can use your trimmer if you want to make it even. But I'm not here. I'm just following along the score line. Just cutting here, cutting them off. Okay, and then we're going to cut off the 2 little corners here. of the 1/2" score part, just to the 3/4 mark. So these ones we're going to cut all the way off. Just makes it a little bit easier when you go to roll it into a box and then tape it together. Okay. And then the last thing is we're going to cut along the other 2 score lines, but not cut the whole piece off. So we're just going to snip it from here to that score line. Okay, to make these little flaps. That's what we're going to use to tape the side of the box together. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to think about what side of the paper that I want to use. You know that Close to My Heart paper is 2-sided. One side is darker than the other. And so I really want the outside to be dark, the darker side. And so this is going to be flipped up this way. I'm going to flip it up this way. Because I want the darker side to show. Okay. And then what we're going to do is just fold along all of the score lines. And I'm folding them all in the same direction. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to see what it's going to be like now. So you just folded those all up. So it looks like that. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so the reason why I did that, because I wanted to show you, if you notice here, I have a space cut out of that. Okay, and so I'm going to do that. But I wanted to make sure that we knew which one it's on. So it's on the second spot here. Okay. So this is going to be taped. This one's going to be along the back. And this is going to be the one that shows in the front. Now, there's a couple ways that you can cut this hole, or you can leave it off. If you don't want to, cut this off, you can leave it off. But I thought the whole point of doing this with the bee paper was to show that it's burnt bees. Although once a person opens this up, they will see that and probably get the idea. So you don't have to, but I'm going to. And what I cut this out with was, I went through all of my stamp sets and I found this one. This one is the Serenity card making stamp set, and it has this little thin cut that cuts out, I'll show you, that cuts out right, a little round thing. So I'm going to use this. So you can see right on here, it fits right on there pretty nicely right there. Or you can use a punch. If you happen to have a punch, you can use a punch to get it out. It's a little bit hard with a punch because you can't get it all the way in there. Okay, so you have to have a punch that's got a long neck on it. So I'm going to get out my Big Kick. Okay. And I will just use this. The good thing about this design is that it does fit on to your mat, right? It's less than 6 inches wide. Okay, so I just want to make sure one more time so I cut it the right way. I'm cutting it on this piece right here. Okay, so it's the second one down. And I'm going to, you kind of want to make sure you center it. So that's pretty good. You know what? I'm going to washi tape it down because you see how it's blipping up. I'm a little hesitant to do it though because I don't want to rip the paper, but I will, I'm going to put it on so that you can't, oh geez, of course I picked one that's not going to be difficult to get off. Maybe a place that you won't be able to see it. I've been known on my live to put the tape down and then, you know, ruin the project because I ripped it. And I'm gonna, this side it's okay because it's gonna be taped to the back, so you won't see that part. Okay. So again, the second one here, center it. I'm not going to tape that one down. Probably wish I did, but I don't have to worry about this tape being too sticky because it's not even staying. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So you could find any kind of thin cut that you have that is about that shape. Or really, you could use just a blade and a ruler if you're so confident. Okay, there we go. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, let's see, bring this back in so you can see it. Okay, so this is how it turned out. So hopefully you have something like this. I think if you are doing something bigger, like the Lifesavers or something, you could use the little banner thin cut. I have one that came with my, I forget what it's called when you have the rolling pictures. I'll think of it here in a minute. This one here, a waterfall, the waterfall. So if you're doing, if you're doing something bigger, I think this would fit. This is just a little bit too big for this size, but something like this would work. If you can think of any other stamp sets that have something that would work for this, just drop it in the comments so somebody might have that and might be able to use it. Okay, so now let's just put it together. The first thing you have to do is just tape this down, this first part down. I'm just going to use our Mono Air adhesive, right? And just kind of go around in a square. And again, I put the dark side up. And then, since we're going to roll this, you're going to have to put, see how that looks? That looks really good. You're going to have to put adhesive here. Now, I used the red line, the thin adhesive. Our adhesive tape here, I think it's 5024, because I wanted it to be a little bit stronger, but you can use this. I just was afraid that it might come apart. I did use that on the sides, so I think you could use it if you wanted to. But anytime I want to use something that's just a little bit stronger because it's going to have a lot of movement or something, I try and use this red line adhesive. Okay, the one thing that you need to worry about, not worry about, but think about, I guess, is this is pretty sticky. So kind of where you put it is where it's going to be. So you want to make sure that it's in the right spot. If you want to mark it like before you do it, that might be fine. I'm going to try and wing it, but we'll see. Okay, there you go. Oh, it's a little bit uneven. See that how that was a little bit uneven? There we go. That's a little bit better. You want it to be about the same height. There we go. I think that's better. I don't know, it's still going down a little bit on that side. I don't know why it looks uneven to me, even though it seems to be even. Let's put it down. Okay, I'm happy with that. So it looks pretty square. So the point is you want this to be square. You don't want it to be, you know, oblong sort of on one side. So both sides look like they're squares. Okay, so now we're kind of almost done. What we're going to do is kind of fold these in, and you might want to nick the edges a little bit just so that they don't stick out. So you see how I kind of just trim the corner a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, and then I'm just going to put some adhesive right here. I did put adhesive on both pieces. You don't have to. You could just do it on the outside one if you want to. And then you want to make sure that I like this one, the one that's in the front, to fold back so that it looks like as clean of an edge there as you can. Okay, then I'm just going to put some adhesive there. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. But before I do that, I want to show you, so let's take this out. I'll get the honey one. When you put these in here, notice how it like flips around. You see how it like slides back and forth or whatever. So what I did on this one, you see this one doesn't slide around. What I did was I took a glue dot and put it on the end. So let me take a glue dot and I put it on the end. I just stuck it right on here. I might have to. And that's kind of enough to keep it in its place. So when you put it in, you want to make sure that you can see the label or whatever. And then kind of push it against the edge. Now you see it, now it's not flipping around anymore. Okay, and now let's close it. I'm going to put some adhesive on here. Again, I'm just using the Mono Air adhesive. This is our new adhesive here, and I'm really liking it. Okay. Now the last thing is just decorate it. And you can decorate it however you want. On this one, I used a piece that is 2.5 by 1 3/4 for this piece here. And if you could see, I tried to make it so it's got the little bee and the honey on there. And so I used part of the Sweetest Honey paper pack and sticker sheet. This is X7276S. And I think here are the 3 different papers. This one's got the hexagons, the bees. I love this damask color. This would be kind of cute on there. And then there's one more, which is the one that I wanted to use. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll use the B paper. Because I don't have an already cut piece of, I thought I had it, but you know what? I cut a whole bunch of hexagons for next week out of that paper. But that paper is, this is the one that I used, right? And I cut the B out of it, and this is the other side. Oh, you know what? I think it's right here. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that one. Because I've got the honeycomb. I think that's kind of cute. So 1 3/4, because I'm gonna put a B on it. So that's why I didn't want to use the B paper. So let's cut this piece 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay. So let me make sure this piece is wide enough. Yeah, it's cut 1 3/4. And then 2 1/2. Oops, I gotta put my cutting blade in. Gotta put my cutting blade back in. Okay. And you know, that measurement is, if you, I don't know if you can tell, I put that on before I closed, before I taped it down. So I'm not going to try and take it off. I'm just going to cut this smaller. So this measurement, if you use that measurement, you want to do it before you, yeah, 1 1/4, before you tape the box up. So I'm just gonna cut this to be about 1 1/4. And I think that should fit okay. Otherwise, I'll use my famous undo. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I wish I had cut it maybe 1 1/2. I'm gonna try and cut it 1 1/2 instead of that. One more time. So 2 1/2. And then I want this side to be 1 1/2. Okay, now that should fit pretty good. Okay. Oh. I'm going to trim just the very top of that up, because I want a little bit of the yellow to show. Let's do 1 1/8. Oh, now I probably cut it too small. Oh, we'll just go back to the original. We'll go back to this one. So I'll put that like that. It's just a little bit more. I wanted it to butt up against the bottom of this. But that's okay. And this one, you don't have to use anything that is too strong, because this isn't going to be opened and closed and so on. Okay, so for this one, I used the Will You Be Mine, and I didn't put a B on it because there's a B in the honeycomb, and I wanted that to show, and this would have covered it up. So, I mean, you could do that if you want. I think, again, I'm going to do it similar and just put the Will You Be Mine sort of on it. Maybe I'll do it going this way. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to dovetail the one end. And then I think I'm going to trim this a little bit closer. I left it a little bit long because I wasn't sure which direction I was going to put it. And I did bump it up on foam tape. But before I do that, I don't know if you notice here, I used a sponge dauber to go around the edge just to give it a little bit more definition. And so I use Canary. I don't have Sundance ink, so I'm going to use Canary. And really all I'm going to do is just kind of, you could use a dauber, or since I'm trying to kind of just do it quickly, you can just rub your ink along it. Gets a little bit trickier when you're trying to do these inside parts though. Of the dovetail. That's why those daubers are really nice. Okay. That just gives it a little bit more definition. And then I will pop it up. Put a little photo squares on here. You have a hive in the card making set. That would be cute. Oh yeah, so you could stamp your own backup paper, yeah. So I don't think I'm going to put this on here, but I just wanted to show you that you could. I also think there is a smaller bee, and there are stickers, but I think I used all of the bees for the sticker on the sticker sheet. Like this one's too big. I could use this one. Let's see how big that is compared to. Yeah, I could pop that up there, or even just put it there. I'm just going to stick it there. That way there's a bee on this one, because there wasn't a bee. There's the hive, but there wasn't the bee. Okay, so I just added the bee there. See, here there was a bee in the hive, so I kind of left it. Here there wasn't a bee, so I added it. You also could do this. You could do this in pattern paper. I thought about that. I thought about doing the black hexagons. But I really thought that Sundance matched the burnt bees look more, so that's why I went with that one. Okay, and remember, if you cut your paper this size, you want to tape it down before you roll the box up. Okay. Let me know if there's any questions about this style, and if not, we'll go to this one. Okay. So this one I thought was cute, again, because the eucalyptus, I put in the little eucalyptus burnt bees, which I thought was adorable. And then you tie it shut. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, so this one, you need to start off with two pieces of cardstock that are 3.5 by 5 3/4. And here I used Capri. So this is Capri. But since I have the lip balms that I have left is lemon and unscented, I'm going to use the lemon. And so instead of using Capri, I am going to use lemonade. So this is from the Smitten collection, the coordinating cardstock. and that is CC12219, and it has lemonade, white daisy, flamingo. There's another piece of lemonade. Let's see, ballerina, and then the Capri. But you can see I used up all of my Capri the whole sheet. So I'm going to use the lemonade to go with my lemon burnt bees. Okay. And you need 2 of these. So we're going to cut 2 3.5 by 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this 3.5. And then 5 3/4 twice. Okay. I'll put this back in the bag. Okay, then we have to score both pieces at 2.5 and 3 1/4. Okay. So let me I'm taking off my cutting blade, and I'm going to put on my scoring blade. And I'm going to score at 2.5 and 3 1/4. So I'm just going to make a book. Right, that's going to be the book thing. And you do it on both of them. And I am going to, I want the lemonade, the darker side, to be on the outside. So just kind of keep that in mind. So 2.5 and 3 1/4. So that's one. And then the same thing for the other one. So 2.5 and 3 1/4. Okay. So we have these cut. Now on one of them, you need to take one, and I'm going to make sure I got the right side. Okay, so this is my outside. This one is going to be my inside. What you need to do is we're going to cut these little, I don't even know what you call it, these little pieces out. And what that's going to do is this is going to hold the lip balm, and then this small one, it rests on the lip balm. The lip balm rests on that. So I'll show you kind of like this. So it's going to be like that. Okay. So let's do this one first, this part down here. So what I did is I took my lip balm, or whatever you're using, like say you use Lifesavers or something. I kind of made a light mark up and down. So kind of center it so that you know where you want it to be. And so around in here is where you want this to sit, right? You want this top line to be about around in there. Okay? If you just randomly put it someplace, then you might end up having your lip balm stick up too high. So you want to make sure it's going to fit on your in your spot. So this first one, I'm going to put my blade back in because I am going to cut. So this is how I figured it out. I'm going to, you start in the middle of the 2 score marks, start in the middle, and then make it about 3/4 of an inch long. Okay. And then at about 1/4 inch down from that, you want to do the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to, just so you can kind of see, I don't know where the score marks are. I am kind of folded up a little bit. And I marked the where I want it to rest. And remember, I have to do sort of a 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do is make it a little bit above this and then a little bit below that mark. Okay. So I'm going to, I might have to stick my head under here. I'm sorry, because I can't see too well where those are. And how wide you make it, it doesn't really matter, but the key is you want to kind of start in the middle. And I'm going to use this as my, sort of as my guide. So I'm going to go from here. To make sure I'm, okay, from here up to about here. And then about a 1/4 inch down, do the same thing again. I'm gonna go a little bit below that, and I'm gonna actually snip it so that I don't make it. Oh, it's actually, it's not too bad. So you see how it goes from the middle to kind of around in there. Do the same thing. And when you don't have a camera on top of your head, it might be a little bit easier, but okay, that one's a little bit longer, but that's okay. Okay, and so now this one, the top is going to be up here. So you want to do this right around in here, this top one. So basically this one, you're going to start on the right score line, and then it's about 1.5 inches. And then about 1 inch below that, you're going to do the same thing. So make sure you're doing it and leaving enough space to have 1 inch in there. Okay, so I'm going to start it like right about here. And remember, start at the folded line here. And then go about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. You are going to cross over this line here. Okay? And then you're going to do it again, 1 inch, 1 inch in. So let's see, I did it about right here, 1 3/4. So let's do it about here. And it doesn't have to be exactly 1 inch, but that's a good size. Okay, so I'm going to go from just make sure I have it on the right thing. Okay, yeah, from the score line here, 1.5 inches down, and it's about 1 inch wide. So 1.5. Okay. So you see how that is there, and then this is here. And actually, I'm gonna since I did the top one a little bit longer, I'm gonna trim this one a little bit longer just so that it matches. Okay. So now what you have to do, and I'm going to erase the marks if you put marks there, or you could have just eyeballed it, but I wanted you to see. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to get these pieces to pop out while this one goes in. So the score line actually is going to be a valley fold, and then these two are going to be the mountain folds. let me know if it's making sense or if it's confusing. I know it's a little bit hard to see. That's why I tried to draw the line, the black lines on here. So this one, you start at the score line and you go 1.5 inches. And then this one, you start in the center and go about 3/4 across the score line. Okay, so what you do is you just kind of work it so that this, right, these kind of pop out, these two, along the left score line. This one is the one that's a little bit harder to get. There you go. So I'm kind of mountain folding those and then pop these ones down. That one, and pop this one down. Okay. I'm gonna make this one a little bit longer. It's just, it's not cut all that well. Okay, so this is popping out. And then this one's popping in. Okay, so I think we're good to go with those. So you see how now you have the little hole there for the holder. And then down here, you have a little piece it's going to sit on. The lip balm's going to sit on. Okay. And then if you want, you can test it out just to make sure. So you see how it's being held in there. Okay. Okay, now you're going to take the other one, and this is actually a two layer piece. Oops. Okay, so this is going to be on the outside and this is going to be on the inside. And you want to make sure that they kind of fit nicely. Let's see, I think. There you go. So it should match up. It should match up real nice. Okay. Before I tape these together, I'm going to decorate the outside. Okay. And for the outside decorations, you need two pieces that are 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to use this piece because it has the lemonade in it. Like this one doesn't have the lemonade, so I'm going to use these. So I think it's already cut to 3 1/4 because this is what I used for my eucalyptus one there. So let me make sure. So 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4. So I'm going to cut two pieces that are 2 1/4. And then if you are making this a different size, like to fit your Lifesaver roll or something like that, obviously you're going to make that whatever color or whatever size you need. And then if you want to do, so I did the front and the back. That's why I cut two. If you want to do the side, which I didn't on this one, but if you want to, you need to cut it 5/8 of an inch. So I'll cut one just to show you what it's like. So 5/8 of an inch, and then by 3 1/4. So 5/8 is kind of the medium size mark after the half. So the half is the big one, and then this medium one is the 5/8. Okay, so these are the parts that I'm going to put in on the outside. Okay, so just tape this down. And I'm just centering it so I have kind of the even yellow around it. Do the same thing for the other side. And then I'll put this one in the middle. And like I said, I didn't do that on the other one, but you can if you want to. Okay, so this is kind of the outside. Now on the inside, I put Happy Valentine's Day. I did put it on White Daisy. I stamped Happy Valentine's Day. If you used a light color, especially something like this lemonade, you could just stamp Happy Valentine's Day or whatever you wanted in black on that. I went ahead and stamped it in, this is in green apple. But you're not going to put it on this one. So if we decorated this one on the outside, on the inside, we're going to put it here. Okay? So don't put it on the inside of the one that you decorated the outside. Or like I said, you could stamp directly on here. Okay. Now the last thing is I have this ribbon. Okay. And so the ribbon is, I sandwiched it between the two layers. So if you want to add ribbon, this is the time that you would do it. You're going to put it, you know, along in here. So I have different color ribbon. I was going to use green to go with the inside, but I don't know. Now I'm not loving it. What do you think? I don't like the green because I don't have green out here. I was trying to make it match this one, but okay, let's see. I have other ribbon. I mean, I could do the blue, but pink would be pretty. I have, this is blush. I have blush. But I also have, I have this with the hearts on it. You like this pink with the hearts? What am I going to put on the front? I was going to put the, so I have either this, so you're Sublime Valentine, either this, or I did put this on here. But I went with the lemon. I wish I had yellow. I went with the lemon because since it had lemon, you know, this was the lemon. So I made it lemon. But I do have the green to go like that. I wanted it to be related to the, oh, you know what? Wait, I have I have this yellow here. Why don't I do this? I didn't even see this one. How about this one? Okay, yeah, I think this is going to be it. I'm really digging into my stash here. This is not, well, I mean, it may be, but I don't think it's close to my heart. That's okay. I don't like the green, though. I did, conceptually, when I was doing this, I thought the green would be good, but I don't like that. So let's use this one. And I made it about, kind of what I did was I just estimated, right? Something like this. So I think I did it 18 inches. So 12. And then I cut some off. You know, I just wanted to make sure. So let's do this one. Okay. There we go. I'm happy with that now. And then we'll have to decide what I want to put on the front. So what you want to do here for this, for your ribbon is, I kind of just drew a line with my tape runner down the middle. And you want to make sure that you're not interfering with your two pop-out parts, okay? And then you also are going to obviously want this to be taped down to this. So you can go anywhere besides those two pieces that are popped out. Okay, don't tape that down because then you won't be able to. And then a little bit on the back, right? The what do you call it? The spine. So again, don't put it on these pieces here. Okay, so I'm going to center this along here. There are other ways that you could close this, you know. You could use a magnet, but I thought the ribbon was the best. Okay, now that you've got the ribbon, now we're going to sort of tape these together. There we go. Okay, so now you have a nice sort of clean edge on both the outside and the inside. Okay. And so then the last one, I'm going to trim this up because it, I don't know, my cutter is a little bit dull and it had little pieces sticking out. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then lastly, I don't know if I mentioned, but the white was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, the same as the other ones. Okay, and then we'll just have to decide to pop this up. What do you think? Do you think I should do this one? I think you lose a little bit of all those things, but then this one, it's hard to stand out. Your Sublime Valentine. So like I did here, I dovetailed it. I'm gonna trim it a little bit and then dovetail it. I also could stamp this in green apple, but I didn't because of there's no green in this paper pack. Okay, that sticks out a little bit. Let's make it a little bit. I don't want it to stick out. So I could do the little lime in orange, like it's a orange. But I wanted to keep it the lemon because, right, we're talking about a lemon lip gloss. So, okay, I'm gonna pop this up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pop up the lemon because I know that it's hard to stand out. It doesn't stand out that much. Okay, and again, this is these are from the Smitten collection, and I'll show you the paper here in a minute. Again, I did do a live with the Smitten collection doing the One Sheet Wonder cards. So if you want to really go into depth about the Smitten collection, you can watch that too. Okay, and I'll pop this up. I think that it'll be cute because, I mean, you can't see that lemon because it's a lemon lip balm. I don't know. And so do you see how it sits? You see how it sits, like it rests on the bottom of that, and this is held in by that. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie this up. These really would be, like I said, these are easy to make for a whole class. Because it doesn't take too much effort. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim this a little bit. Remember, I cut this about 18 inches. And there you go. Okay, there you go. So let me know if you have questions about that one. The paper for this, for Smitten, is one side is the hearts, the other side is this really fun stripe. You've got the blue plaid with the pink hearts. And then this one side is kind of tattoo designs with hearts and love, and then the other side are these arrows, which I really love that design. I'm going to do a scrapbook layout with the rest of those. Yeah, and I like I said, I just was trying to match that. I was just trying to match the different flavors in here. I just thought it was kind of funny that they are. You could just use regular chapstick or, you know, whatever, and then make any kind of designs that you want. This is a stamp set. I did show you, but it has the sewing machine, the bee, the fan, the koala, the lime, and then this one, angel face, and a lot of cute sentiment. So it would all be really, really cute on this. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. And while you are asking questions, I am going to spin the wheel for the challenge layout that I posted on Monday. So I have on here, Dawn, Diana, Judy D, and Shannon have posted layouts. Did anybody else post one since I looked the last time? Let me know if you did. I don't see anybody else, so I'm going to spin the wheel for this. So let's spin. Who's going to win? Shannon, you won this week. Thanks for everybody who participated. And I will post a new challenge layouts tomorrow. And again, it should be, I think it's a relatively easy one. I thought this week was easy. Or not easy, but you know, the other ones with all the hexagons were kind of hard. So, speaking of hexagons, next week we're going to create this card. And what I'm going to focus on is the texture paste. I don't know if you can see the texture paste, but I know a lot of people have questions about texture paste. Also, the gloss spray. So if you have any of the gloss spray, that's what I used for this too, the gloss spray and the texture paste, just to see how it is. And then I used the Sweetest Honey collection and a stencil. So we're going to play with stencils, texture paste, and gloss sprays. Okay. If there's no questions, I appreciate you joining me this week. Look for the challenge layout on Monday. And then I hope to see you next week for the Sweetest Honey card. Bye.